Just if is there some kind of basketball game that'll take?
All right, we are now recording again.
And Joe, this is that. Well, you got it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, the.
Still the balances and.
Yeah, I didn't go.
There's gonna be a quiz. So.
Oh, oh,
On
boy.
page 3, column B.
I won't even know that, Joe. So we'll look it up
No,
together.
and
Fair enough.
you kind of just, after we go through this first time, you just kind of see, we go through all the checks and stuff, and there's kind of ones that maybe stick out or something. And so I'm old school, so I always have them do me a paper copy because I'll highlight stuff, but then if we have questions, we can do this, but like on yours, if you want a hard copy, just let her, or just look it up and then just write down, like, you'll kind of see what we're, or something piques your interest, you're like, what's this, you know, write the check number down.
Okay.
And the amount, and it'll say, you know, like official middle school basketball. And then we'll bring it up and we just go through and discuss them.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wrote down a couple just to kind of make Joe aware
Yep.
of that. It's,
Yeah,
you know, but I mean, some of them are pretty routine.
Yeah.
So are we ready? Okay, I will call the meeting to order. Verification of meeting notice.
Posted on the web, right?
A motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Discussion of bills and balances. Okay,
Go
are we
ahead.
ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, well, actually, the first check that I had, then I found out when I went to the next page was voided, and that was the 51198, the CDI computers for the 25 Chromebooks. So that was voided, and it's down, further down, that we must have wrote them a different check. So the next one I had was 51201, the bus garage boiler. Precision control, complete control. Actually, there were a few of them.
We had a problem with the regulator. It wasn't getting enough gas to the boiler to keep running. It kept kicking off.
Okay, so it was kind of the regulator.
Do you have an amount on that one?
$1,543.63. So the next one that I had was 51206, and it was on the Diners Club. We can certify. Can you just remind us what that's for? Support staff service, it said?
Yeah, so what it is, it's a Wisconsin educators, it's where everybody applies. And so support staff and teachers all apply to weekend, and then we use it to.
We put our postings for job openings.
Okay, okay. I just kind of needed that refresher. I knew it was something like that.
On that same one, there's a bunch of, so it's Walmart supplies for FACE.
That's family and consumer ed,
Okay,
and that's the only way we can get them because
And now with being back face to face, they're doing more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just see several of those
Yeah.
on there and I've forgotten what that was, yep.
we have a dollar amount on that.
No, it's just a whole bunch of different ones. My question was,
FAC, family and consumer.
Yep.
education.
51214 integrated comprehensive system. It's equity digital module lifetime subscription.
So it was paid for out of the RPIC grant. $700, correct?
Yep.
Mhm.
And we're using it to train the staff right now, and then we'll always have that, even if they update it, we'll still be able to go in there. And we have 2 different groups working on the modules right now, and then we're also working with the staff on learning about equity. But our PIC grant did pay for it.
51218 Compass Care software and service subscription.
So that's a piece of software where our teachers can go in and put down their, the time that they spent on special ed students that qualify for Medicaid.
Okay,
So then we get Medicaid dollars back from the state for those
Okay.
services. So it's just a piece of software. We have to do quarterly and annual reports, financial reports to them.
and I think just for a note, and I know that it's with the, with our COVID, but Northwoods wipes, $1,218.78. That's a lot of wipes.
We have numbers on that last one.
The software, it was $1,260,
What was the check number?
51218.
Wipes.
That was just more,
Give a check number though.
it's 51222.
And how much?
It was for 1218.78.
So, yeah, I'm sure it wasn't just wipes, but
Well, I know they've jacked those prices up.
they did, and we do use them. And, you know, again, that's just part of doing things now. We, most of the time we have spray with paper towel. So we're spoiled, like at the district office, we get the wipes.
I think every classroom got one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. There was that many that came in.
So the next one that I have is 51232, Sources of Strength, 2,500. Now, last month, we had the 5,000.
That was for Richland to get trained, and this is for our new person to get trained. So that's why Vitamin was trained on sources of strength. So it was only 2,500.
Okay, because we have another one coming up for 5 that I'm going to be bringing up, another 5,000. Sources of Strength.
I don't remember 2 of them for 5.
The other one was, the first one I think was for us, the second one, first one was for them, and the second one was for us.
I do remember seeing it.
Okay, so now it's the 51245 CDI computers, 25 Chromebooks for $6,625. And then apparently 2 cameras for $1,138. And as I asked Julie earlier, I thought we were kind of done buying Chromebooks, but you said these are replacements.
You always have to have a few sitting
And
around.
these were the ones that we approved at the last meeting that they got for,
Well, we had 25 on last month's also.
and
That's
this is the ones we approved. Oh, those are the ones we bought that finally came in for the little
From, like,
ones.
September.
And then these were the ones we approved
Okay.
at the last meeting. Yeah, the ones that we had on last month were approved in September and finally got here. And these
But
are
I
the ones
thought
we-
that was the 75
Those are Chrome tabs.
from tabs.
For
Okay,
the
all right,
lower elementary.
okay.
Yeah.
So what are the cameras?
Some of them don't have, like, my computer doesn't have a camera. so I
Okay,
had to have it
okay.
on. It's
Okay.
very antisocial to not have your camera on.
Okay.
Well, I didn't mind.
It's a world.
Any other ones up to that point?
I didn't have anything else. No.
Okay. Then 51257, Katrina Johnson, a clinic for $3,470. She's the one that gets that monthly.
I don't remember it being for a clinic though.
Well,
It says
that's
clinic project.
What does it say?
clinic project.
Yep. Says clinic, and then that one's dated 11/12 through 12/12. And then the project is dated 12/13 through 1/12. But it's broken down in just one check.
Or is that 2 months worth of check? But she did get a check last month as well.
I don't remember seeing
That was 2 months.
This is 2 months of.
So January and February? When did she fall behind? Because we've had her every month.
Dates on this are 11/12 to 12/12 and then 12/13 to 1/12.
So it looks like it's November, mid-November through mid-December, and then mid-December through mid-January
Okay.
is what it
So
And I
what we
don't know what
approved
last
in
month's-
January must have been October's.
could be. I don't remember what those months
Okay.
were, but you're right there. I don't remember not having a month.
not having a month that we didn't pay her. So the next one I have is 51262 Olson Trucking. Gravel, lime, boulders, the playground area, softball field. There was rental equipment, $10,814, but note that the labor was donated.
So that was part of the amphitheater, the gravel alongside the bus lane.
Lighten the bus
Extend
window.
it so that the buses, if they went off or they didn't, not breaking down the blacktop. What else was on there?
Yeah,
It says
amphitheater.
lime, boulders,
And, yeah,
and so I'm assuming the lime was for the softball field.
softball field.
Softball field, yeah.
I just thought that was one that the board needed to know, went through. 51268, sign me up. CO Members Solution, equity,
Oh,
and it's virtual, and that was a two-part. So, but the total was $6,445.
That is, so we have, Sign Me Up is just the name of the company that runs the software. So this is the equity training. So we have the, again, covered by the RPIC grant. So it's two different ones because we have people going to equity training 1, which is 3 days. And those of us are going to equity training 2, which is the next step, for 2 days. So that's
Okay.
two different things.
I was pretty sure that it was covered by a grant, but so here's the 51269, sources of strength. Travel, training, and support, 5,000.
Pay for the kids.
Doesn't have a date on it. Well,
We haven't had a kid training in a while.
118,
So does each school pay 5?
Yeah, we have to pay 5,000 per school.
And Richland, then we pay Richlands and Richland and
Yeah,
We're part
we're
of the
the,
grant
yeah,
they're, I mean, I know it's through a grant, but
and we're the
fiscal agent.
fiscal agent, so we pay all the bills.
okay,
So they're not gonna reimburse us, it's from the grant.
okay. So then that 1,250 for 2 months is or 10, yeah, it'd be
34
$12,500 in 2 months. That makes sense. Because we did 5,000 last month.
Yeah, I
so
don't
what's the
understand.
5,000, was that like Richland Center's training and then this one's ours or vice versa? If it's 5,000 each and then,
So this is sources of strength programming at Richland Center High School. Costs include travel, training, materials, and access to supports.
so
resources.
the last one must have been ours.
Ours.
Yeah,
It's just, some of this just keeps coming.
Yeah, no. Yep. And that's paid out of which grant?
The mental health.
The next one that I had was 51273, Wonder Workshop. I'm just curious, Dash Robot. For the library, I presume.
I think they're those
There's a
Those
couple of little looking ladybug things.
ladybug things that they do computer programming.
They code them.
They code it and
They're
then
over there,
they're way over on the
sitting on
corner.
that.
Oh, okay, okay.
So they're for the students, but it's library.
So they're learning to code computers on a robot.
They just really cute.
What was the amount on that one?
$2,399.84. Next one, I'm jumping to the 300, so do you have anything?
Nope, that's where I was headed to.
51304 Barnett Electric. Bus engine
Yeah.
heater
So-
control.
We went down and looked at it at buildings and grounds, and so Frank had them put in he's got a control. Normally our buses are just plugged in, you know, so
Okay.
they're warm up.
24/7.
Yep, and
Yeah.
so they went and they figured it out. They're on a master timer inside the building now. And so they turn on and turn off when they should. So instead of running all day long and having
Okay.
electricity, that he had it figured out. It should pay for itself in a little over a year on the energy savings. But the nice thing about it too is it's inside where they're controlled now, where not everybody can get at it. But if they want, like say they have to go on a different route, you know, or go in the middle of the day, they can flip the switch and then bypass it. Just so, you know, if it wouldn't be on, like they needed to leave at 1 instead of at, 3:30,
Okay.
they just flip the switch and then it'll be warmed up and ready to go.
And it's also trying to prevent the bus heaters from overheating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was really nicely done.
Well, I was just, when it said bus engine and then it was Barnett Electric,
Yeah,
I'm like,
those-
okay.
Yeah, what was
It
the amount
has to
on
be
that one?
something that gets plugged in.
No, it was really well done and it's much better than the old system we had.
Okay.
That was 2050.
Yeah.
That's a lot of savings. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and well, you figure running those 24 hours a day, those things are a lot. But the
Oh,
nice
yeah.
thing about this is it's also inside now too, where it can't be as easily pulled. And then there was a light, I think, also in there, right?
Yes, there's
There's
a
a-
wall pack light.
Yeah, because there's the farthest end closest to the bus garage is not very well lit. And so there's a LED light that's gonna be done in there too.
It's done.
It's done, okay. Yep, so that will,
And then just so that the board is aware, it was 51309. CISA 3, it was our third installment for the year of $9,583. And then the next one I had was 51324, again, just to make the board aware that the water was tested, $900.
513.
2-4.
That was at CT Lab.
Yes. And the last one that I had was 51327 Junior Library. Books, $2,762.55. I'm sure that was in her budget.
Yeah, that's all
Okay.
common school library fund.
Okay.
And we seem to have a problem spending it, so I've been really ragging.
Okay.
They don't like us to carry it over.
Did you have anything else?
No.
Okay.
You kind of see some of the things that were, and every once in a while, it's nice to also remember, like, okay, the lunch is this month, cost us this much, or we spent this much in insurance, even though it's every month. It's nice to remind them. Holy smokes, that's a big number.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, it
So
is.
it's nice every once in a while to throw some of those things back out there so people know.
Thank you for that. I didn't know how to prepare.
Well, yeah, just ask questions, because there's the first couple months, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you ask what, you'll see after looking on that. Some things will pique your,
And we just want to explain it.
Yep.
So that, really, there weren't any issues other than
No.
some of the mental health things, which I'm gonna look into now.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure we're getting the right information out.
Gotcha.
So,
Excuse me. It's also nice to bring things to the board, you know what I mean? Oh, this project got done and we paid
right,
for it.
we paid for it, and so they know what our third installment to CISA is, and so. Discussion of asphalt.
So I do have the bid, and it was $40,700. It will be for covering the new lot and then widening the roadway to where it's already wide. And painting, wait, no, the painting wasn't included.
Yeah, no, painting.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yep, that was the
Yeah.
lines being
Yeah,
done.
and then widen it out back here where the kids, would board buses and that. So we talked about this in buildings and grounds, had a couple different ones, but we just, it's a project that we think needs to get done. But we just brought it here to see if it fits in the budget and when we can do it.
And if we get it in the budget this year, then we can get on their to-do list, and then it'll It won't be pushed until August or September before we get it done.
Okay. And
Is
so,
that lot being expanded specifically for student vehicles, student and staff? I just noticed, like, still walking to school every day, like, we do use the church parking lot a lot.
Yes, we do.
And I think a funeral, things like that. Yeah.
And we do plow that,
Oh, okay.
except on Sundays.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's kind of our,
It is for, concerts and lots of different things.
Yeah.
We just needed more parking.
Okay.
It's just,
That's smart.
yeah. And so it's kind of one of those things that when we did the whole school project and things like that, some of the stuff had to wait. So we did the gravel to let it sit. And the longer we leave it sit, the more of that gravel gets pushed around. And it's hard to park people there with no lights.
Yeah.
so then Cheryl, are we within that this could be an end of year
Well, that was,
project or?
Julie asked me to look, and we had 2 teachers that left mid-year. So Benny's and I had a sheet and I can't,
Well,
I lost it in the midst, but
We-
yes,
you do think there is with those guys leaving?
most definitely.
Okay,
And it was 40,000 what?
700.
Because just the wages alone was almost 50,000 between the two.
So you're able to take employee costs as part of the general budget, just to shift them to make.
We have to do a budget amendment to move them over. I also had put in a transportation director's wages, and we never hired one.
sure.
So that in itself would pay for this, and that we won't have to even do a budget transfer.
The nice thing about it is I think we've seen now by moving the loading kids back there, it's safety, it's done a lot better. And that there's just spots in that road just by itself, if we're gonna leave it that way. This kind of addresses both problems at the same time.
So buildings and grounds would also then be making the recommendation to move forward with that.
Yeah, this is on the,
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
yeah, so we would recommend that, and then we would just want a recommendation from the finance committee that, it's in the budget, so.
Discussion of playground equipment.
I wasn't sure what you guys wanted for tonight, but I gave 3 different kind of ideas. This was, I believe, the one that the buildings and grounds kind of got behind the most.
I just wrote like on it. This is just me. This is the one we
Oh,
like.
is that what that like?
I like this one because it's 130 kids. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
Just so we know, we got about 3 or 4.
Yep, I know, that's what I'm trying to, so I wasn't planning on giving any kind of big spiel, but I was here to just answer questions and.
So we talked about this in building and ground, looked at all 3 of them. The playground that we have out here, the equipment we have is extremely dated. It's many, 94, a lot of it is. And so we just thought, if there's, possibility of, I don't know if there's some COVID money or there's this next grant, that's the biggest thing we said, we were behind it, we want to do it, how do we pay for it?
Yeah.
Now, there's COVID money coming this next round that has a lot less stipulations on what it could be used for. And so if this would possibly fall under that, it's something that we can get the kids outside doing things. That's kind of all what we talked about there. But,
Plan to put it where the existing elementary.
no, up above.
In the
What would you do, what's the plan at the lower level then, at that point, once there's nothing there?
Well, we're gonna clean it up because there's some of that stuff is really old and some of it's for little ones.
Yeah.
So they really like what's there.
The whole idea with moving it up there is, we've talked on, the last time we did the building project, that was almost built there, where that is. And so by moving that stuff out of the way, if we do something new, have it up there where it's not potentially in a, then we could still be used as playground, but more of an open space where we don't have a brand new $60,000 or $80,000 equipment that we have to try and move again. So that's kind of the idea. Put it in the right place right away.
It's safer back there for every reason.
Yep. Sounds like. So I noticed that didn't include like wood chips or material, like.
It's the installation, it's the equipment, and then we would be responsible for the wood chips, which Shane has budgeted the past couple of years, about 2,000 a year towards it.
Yeah.
And we would probably take a lot of the wood chips because we just got new down here and bring those up.
Sure.
Almost they're rotten by the time we get done. Because they don't last.
Yeah.
So.
Did those like rubberized ones, do those hold up better? Like, is
They
that, are
do
those?
hold up better, but they're
significantly?
super expensive.
Very
Yeah,
expensive.
And
Gotcha.
so.
In a perfect, where money was no option, that would be the way to
And
go.
a lot of these playgrounds, they have servicing that costs more than the actual equipment.
Yeah.
So,
We kind of told them buildings and grounds, they were wanting to know about, potentially going ahead and doing fundraisers and stuff like that. Because I said, as soon as we get where we can get back together and have these gatherings, I said, the first one out the door is gonna have a heck of a response, because people are gonna want to
Yeah,
get back.
and people like to give
We
with what
told,
they
that's
can
what we
see.
said, this is a great community project. This is
Yeah.
a project that Ithaca is meant for, people can get behind. So we told them they can always go ahead and raise money. If we can get this in the budget and get a bunch of it paid for in the budget or whatever, then if they have extra money left for the playground, they can always spend it, you know what I mean, in other
Well,
ways.
just that one slide for the little kids out here, that three,
Oh, to
that comes down
replace
that's broken,
Yeah.
$4,400.
Just to fix it.
to get the 25-year-old one back to what it was.
Yep.
2 years ago.
So we just kind of told them they can go ahead and start fundraising for whatever, because they can use it wherever. And we just kind of need to sit and figure out where the COVID stuff is going to be and what potentially there are. Because Julie was saying that this next round could potentially be 2 or 3 times more than we got the first time, right?
I have the exact total someplace, but
Okay.
Carrie, my wife, works with PTSO. She said they're pretty flush with cash too. That
Yeah, and they have donated quite a bit towards
oh yeah,
the playground improvements. We've raised, with PTSO's assistance, like $25,000 towards it already, and spent 24,700. Like,
already.
I mean,
PTSO
this
is
on the
very good
patio
to us.
back here and all that stuff has been, so it's not just kind of sitting, it's been put in.
Okay, and not to cut anybody short, but we're running out of time.
Yep.
Discussion on memorials.
So what we would like to propose, and Mike came up with this, instead of us having trees planted, which have died, and we've had to take some down, and we've had to try and move some, and then they died, we'd like to create some sort of a memorial area in honor of anybody that passes away, or however they want to do that. So using the bricks and making a dedicated spot, so you can see, Mike kind of wants to put it up here.
Yeah.
And it would look similar to something like this.
Yeah.
Like a little mini amphitheater, only specifically for memorials, and then people can buy the paving stones in memory of.
Okay.
So,
when it get used or when, like,
It
what's
would
the,
just be like an addition to the patio that's back there now.
yeah, the kids would use it all the time. They love sitting
It'd be
there.
between the school and the patio.
Outdoors.
Yeah, it would be right back here.
We talked about this in buildings and grounds too, and the same thing was, where is it going to be, where it's not going to be in the way, and where it's, makes sense, so.
that's neat.
Discussion on the fire system upgrade.
So again, in buildings and grounds, we had, we've been having the fight, and it went off again tonight, so I now know that code
It's been
too.
going off all day.
Yeah, and so we have to put a code in, but if it wasn't on standby right now, I would be getting a phone call. And so I've been getting calls at midnight, 1, 3, 5. It's not conducive to
So it's like
midnight.
4,000, right?
$4,800, way down here, sorry.
We in buildings and grounds said that it needs to be done and go ahead and do it, because a fire system that's shut off all the time does no good.
What's the sense of having it?
Yeah.
Right.
It's completely, so they're,
Okay, so I'm pushing it, sorry.
Yeah, we have to push.
I'm just telling you that we created this for the staff. We've already had one person say, oh, I'm getting my master's. I said, good, but you have to prove it to us and document it. So anyway, the increase next year, which one am I looking
But
at?
it's the far right, but it's not accurate because we're missing 2 positions.
Yes,
So there's really, you can't really compare it.
Okay,
so,
not apples to apples.
No,
and the administrative one, we have that on there, and that's, again, that doesn't have to be completely discussed like here, but you have it. We gave you the
Yep.
1.5, 3, 5.
Mhm.
And then the last one is, contract for IT. So we've been doing research and we can legally move the IT person to a salary position. And that person is willing to do that. It will take us a little bit of time, but I wanted you to be aware of that situation. And then, real quick, the alignment of the hourly pay wages. I mentioned this before. I think I already opened this, so I shouldn't have had to. So support staff, if you have a sheet of this, If you go to support staff, you'll notice that the summer work crew makes $11.73 an hour. And then go up and look at what the paras make. Not as much.
And they work with the kids.
I don't, I wanna fix it, so,
We'll come with a recommendation then.
yes. But you, again, awareness, and then we'll go and fix it, and then come back and get it approved.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's all I got.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, I'll make that.
You make the motion?
I make a motion.
Second, please.
All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not yet.